Logan-Magnolia High School graduation. It's not what you thought. You walk the door, kindergarten, 13 years later, you have the big ceremony, the celebrations, the parties, and it isn't. It's not the same, but nothing about this last couple months has been the same. And I want to thank you and want you to know how proud I am of you for taking this in stride. It's been a challenging bit of time for you, but for us as well, because we didn't get the opportunity to say goodbye either. So we've been crying through every single ceremony, and Ben's still there, and Cheryl's like, we're all crying. So at this time, I want to welcome Sabina Rice up here. She's your class president. She's going to deliver the welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Sabina Rice, and I am the senior class president. On the behalf of the class of 2020, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our teachers who have guided us and shaped us throughout some of the most formative years in our lives. You handed us the tools so that we could be the best we could be. You believed in our abilities even when we didn't believe in them ourselves. Thank you to our administration for supporting us and providing us with a school that offers a quality education. You've allowed us to understand the importance of succeeding as one group, but also help foster our own individuality. You allowed us to be involved in our schools and grow as leaders. For example, Mrs. Gokenauer allowed us to provide input and feedback on future teachers. This gave us a voice and subsequently made us vested in the process to improve our education. Thank you to the Logan-Magnolia support staff, everyone that is always behind the scenes making our school run so well. The lunch ladies who have always served us with a smile on their face, the janitors who continuously work so hard to keep our school looking beautiful and stay behind after every school event, even when everyone else has gone home. To Cheryl, who's one of the most positive people we know, who always has a solution to every crazy problem or silly question we throw her way. Paula, Daniel, and anyone else that we miss, thank you. Lastly, thank you to my fellow 2020 classmates. Throughout our years, we have become very close. What is unique about our class is the bond that we have developed and the acceptance that we give each other. We can walk down the halls, and no matter who we run into, you feel you can have a conversation and be accepted. We've had classmates who've lost a sibling and classmates who've lost a parent. We hope you didn't feel alone, and as a class, we walked that journey with you. March 13th. March 13th was our last day of high school, and we didn't know it. No prom, no goodbye hugs, no last walk in the hallways, no last assignment that we forgot to turn in, and no getting yelled at by Mr. Naquin for not turning your iPad in. I guess we don't have to pay $50 because we tried to cover up the shift key with black electrical tape. Most importantly, no thank yous to the people that we grew to love. The class of 2020 has received a tremendous amount of support from the community over this last month, and we want to thank you for making us feel so special. COVID-19 threw us a roadblock, but didn't change us. We had to learn the lesson of overcoming one last obstacle together. It was not in our plans to end this way, but sometimes we have to ask for serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and wisdom to know the difference. To my fellow 2020 classmates, it has been an honor growing up with all of you, and I wish you all the best in wherever life takes you. Congratulations.
At this time, I'll invite Violet Lapke to come up. She will give the inspiration for the class of 2020 as a valedictorian.
Hello, class of 2020. All 20% of you here. It is my honor to be speaking to you as your senior class valedictorian. When I found out in February that I could possibly be writing this speech, I kind of jumped the gun and started outlining ways to encompass our 13 years together here at Loma. And when everything changed 2 months ago, I thought about changing the whole course of my message, since the world has made it seem as if our entire high school career was no more than the last 2 months of missed opportunities. Personally, I think that for one day, it's okay to focus on something more and remember what got us here. Now is the time to remember the most important lessons of high school. Things like mitosis, the Pythagorean theorem, and, of course, how to write a speech. The things I was told would be the most valuable takeaways from high school. But by the end of senior year, I began to realize that we weren't really here to learn material. We were here to learn how to grow, to learn how to self-discipline and find success in our own ways. Every experience in the classroom, in the hallways, on the stage, on the field, or on the court the last 13 years has played a great role in shaping our own individual character. My only regret is not taking advantage of the opportunities I had to spend with you guys. Because although it wasn't always pretty, I wouldn't have wanted to spend the last 13 years with any other group of people. As you move forward in life, I challenge you to make the best of every task and don't ask why, as every experience is a lesson learned in time. I sincerely wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and I'm confident in your ability to succeed as Loma alumni. Take this time to count your blessings and tell your friends you love them. Remember to never take things for granted, because life is, as Billy Joe Armstrong says, something unpredictable, but in the end is right. Congratulations and good riddance, class of 2020. Go have the time of your life.
At this time, we're going to do the dedication of the roses. We started this a few years ago, and in years past, the seniors have told Cheryl who they're going to give their rose to, and then I would stand up here and call it out. This year, we wanted to start something different, and thanks to Mr. Tompkins and the seniors that came in and did their recordings, we're able to come in and put a senior video together where they're going to say who they're dedicating their roses to, and then explain what their future plans are. All right, so this time we are going to play the video for the roses. And seniors, when you come up, then you'll go give your roses up.
I'm Maddie Bell, and next year I plan on going to Iowa Western to be a social worker. I'd like to give my first rose to my stepmom, Carrie Bell, because she is someone special to me and she is a big part in who I am today and raising me up to this point. My second rose I'd like to give to my sister, Caitlin Bell, because she is someone super special to me and probably my best friend in this world.
I'm Chase, and I'd like to continue my endeavors in finding new experiences in the workforce. I'd like to give my rose to my mom, Karen Buxby, for being there throughout my whole high school career.
I'm Dylan Kennard, and I plan to attend DMAC in Ankeny. I will be studying pre-engineering, and then after my 2 years there, I will move on to a bigger university to finish out my bachelor's degree. I'd like to give my 3 roses to my mom, my grandma, and Mrs. Hempel. All 3 of them have helped and supported me so much throughout my high school career, and it made my high school a lot easier.
I'm Abigail Davey, and next year I will be attending Morningside College to become a special education teacher. I'd like to give this rose to my mom for always being there.
I'm Aubrey Davis, and in a few weeks on June 4th, I will be shipping out to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri for my job training for the Iowa Army National Guard. And after that, I plan to either become a cop or get a job in security. I'd like to give my rose out to my #1 supporters, my mom and my dad. Thank you for everything you've done for me. I love you guys.
My name is Olivia Diggins, and I plan on going to the University of Iowa to major in nursing. I would like to give my rose to my grandma because she always makes time for me. She always is at my sporting events, and she's one of my favorite people in the world.
I'm Josh Dobbs, and I'm going to Iowa Western to get a welding certificate, and after that I hope to find an occupation as a welder. I would like to give my first rose to my parents for always being there for me, always being supportive, and helping me get as far as I have. My second rose, I would like to give to my 2 sisters for always being supportive, going to my events, and being there when I need someone to talk to. My third rose is going to my 2 friends, Trevor Guy and Jairus Perlman, for being fellow beardsmen and always making the halls more cheerful and a happier place to be.
Hi, my name is Megan Dunn, and I will be attending Wayne State College, where I plan to pursue a degree in mathematics and secondary education while minoring in coaching. My first rose goes out to my parents for all the love and support they've given me, and my second rose goes out to my grandma and grandpa Sorick for always cheering me on in my sports. My third rose goes out to my grandma and grandpa Dunn for always making me smile, and my last rose goes out to my brother Ryan for teaching me right and wrong by getting in trouble and taking one for the team so I knew what not to do.
I'm Allie Fields, and after high school, I plan on taking gen ed courses through Western Iowa Tech. I'd like to give my first rose to my mom, Susan, for being my biggest supporter and role model throughout my whole life. Next, I would like to give a rose to my dad, Roger, for doing everything for me even if I didn't ask. And finally, I'd like to give my last rose to my brother, Barrett, for being my built-in best friend and always listening to my problems.
My name's Keely Fisher, and I plan on going to Iowa State next year, majoring in environmental engineering. I'd like to give my first 3 roses to Mr. Hedger, Mr. Tompkins, and Mrs. Krieger for making Logan a place called home, and for always being there and including me. And for my last rose, I'd like to give it to my mom for always being there and encouraging me to do my best and exceed in my future.
My name's Jacob Fox, and after high school, I plan on going into the workforce and working for my family's electrical company. I'd like to give this rose to both my parents for always supporting me throughout this whole wild journey that I've gone through.
I'm Trevor Guyett, and after high school, I plan to go to Wayne State College in Nebraska and major in drafting and design. I would like to give my first rose to my parents because they've just been so supportive of me. They've gone to all the things I have, supported me through all my musical stuff, everything I've done in school. And the second rose I would like to give to Mr. Albertson and Mrs. Schmitz to share for helping me with my musical career and really being there for me.
I'm Charlie Hammett, and this June I'll be leaving for AIT in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. I'd like to give my rose out to my little sister Bailey for always being there.
Hi, I'm Adam Hayner. After graduation, I plan on going into the military for a few years. Then after a few years of the service, I plan on going to college, and I've been looking into a college called University of Advanced Technology. I'd like to give my rose to my dad. He's always supportive. He tells me funny stories when I'm sad, and he always gives me ideas when I need ideas for like school projects or things to do around the house when I have nothing to do.
I'm Colton Hanlon, and after school this coming fall I plan to attend Iowa Western, where I'll get my associates in business management and then further it and go get my coaching degree so I can coach baseball hopefully in the future. As well, I hope to be a part of the baseball team at Iowa Western and hopefully get the chance to play collegiate baseball. I'd like to give my first rose to my mom. she's always been there for me, and she deserves the world. She's my rock, you know. She's my biggest impact and helps me through everything, especially sports. My second rose I'd like to give to my grandma. She's been a big impact in my life. She's always been there, giving me advice. Anything that I need help with, I can go to her at all times, you know, and it's just nice to have someone that's always there.
I'm Cale Hartwig. Next fall, I plan on pursuing a career, something to do with gaming, and if that doesn't just all pan out, I'd go with welding. I'd like to give this rose to my mom for being supportive and always being there.
My name is Macy Hiller, and I'll be going to DMAC next year and studying psychology. I would like to give my first rose out to my mom, Mama Hiller, and my dad, Richie Boy. They've always been big supporters in my life, and next year I'm going to struggle without them right by my side. My second rose goes out to my siblings Megan and Nick, who have also been big supporters in everything I do. My third rose will go out to Mrs. Brooke, who's been like a best friend with me since freshman year, and she's also my own therapist and has given me advice for almost everything. I love you guys.
My name is Paige Holmgren, and I plan on doing online college after high school and working towards getting a career in the medical field. I'd like to give my first rose to my parents for always being there to support me. And I'd like to give my second rose to my cousin Aubrey for always being there to listen whenever I need a friend.
I'm Bryce Hudnut, and my plans after high school are to attend Iowa Western for 2 years and get a degree in business management, and then potentially after that, attending Iowa State. I'd like to give my first rose to my mom for always being there for me and just being a good all-around mom for me. My second rose I would like to give to my grandparents, my Grandma Dixie and Grandpa Larry, for all the time they've spent traveling back and forth. And since I've moved here in 8th grade, it's about 3.5 hours from where they live, and they've never missed a single sporting event, and they've been to every single one, no matter how long of a drive it's been. And so I thought they definitely deserve a rose for that, for all the time they've spent coming to.
Hi, I'm Jace Johnson, and after high school, I plan to attend Briarcliff University, major in biology, and play volleyball. I'd like to give my roses to my mom and dad, my grandma and grandpa Armstrong, my grandma and grandpa Johnson, and Mr. Hedger. Thank you for all your support.
I'm Caleb King, and next year I'll be attending Metropolitan Community College to pursue a career as an electrician. I'd like to give my rose to my mom for all the support over the years and always being someone that I can talk to about anything.
I'm Violet Lapke, and next year I plan on attending Iowa State University to major in chemical engineering. I'd like to give a rose to my sister Olivia for being my biggest fan.
I'm Paige Lease, and next year I'm just planning on working full-time and seeing where all that will take me. I'd like to give my first rose to my mom because she's always been there for me, and my second rose I would like to give to my dad because he's my dad, so why not?
My name is Christian Leonard, and after high school, I plan on attending Morningside College to pursue a degree in political sciences to eventually work in Washington, D.C. I would like to give my rose out to my grandma, Sharon Leonard, my aunt, Sarah Leonard, and my aunt, Jan Leonard, for all they have done for me throughout my high school career.
I'm Tanner Mace, and I plan on entering the workforce and, when I can, entering the police academy. I'd like to give my rose to my mom, Brandy Mace, for being supportive and a great role model throughout my years of schooling.
What's good? I'm Elijah Markham. I didn't like that. I was trying something and it didn't work out. Hey, I'm Elijah Markham. Next year, I'm planning on taking a bit of time off from school, find a job, get some sort of financial stability in my life. But eventually, I would like to go back to school, get a business degree or something along those lines, and possibly go to law school if if that's feasible. I would like to give my rose to my mother, Trisha Markham, for being there for me throughout these trying times and just all the support that she's given me. Thanks.
My name is Olivia Meeker, and I plan to go to Methodist College of Nursing to work with pediatrics. I would like to give a rose out to my mom, Paula, to my grandma, Joanne, and to my grandma, Bonnie. Thank you all for your support.
I'm Ross Meeker, and I plan to work full-time and take online classes at Iowa Western to become a state trooper. I'd like to give my rose to my mom for all the support she's given me over the years.
I'm Madison Meether, and next year I plan on going to DMAC in Ankeny to go into ag business, which hopefully will lead to transferring on to Iowa State into either agronomy or animal sciences, either one. I love working in ag business. I love working with fertilizer and chemical and learning about seed and grain and everywhere that goes. So that's what I plan to do in my future. I'd like to give my first rose to my mom for all the support and love over the years. She's always been there for me through the ups and the downs. And I'd like to give my second rose to my little sister, Brooklyn. There's no better friend that I have than Brooklyn, and she has always been there for me.
My name is Mason Strang, and sometime in the future I plan on attending Iowa Western and majoring in writing. I'd like to give my first rose to my mom, Brandy Mace, and I'd like to give my second rose out to Jason Mace.
My name is Joel Meyer, and I plan on going to Iowa Western for electronics, so that after that I can go to the union to have them help me pay for welding school, so later I can become an elevator technician. I would like to give my roses to my mother, brother, grandma, and grandpa for all the things that they've supported me through my entire life.
Hi, my name is Kylie Morrison, and next year I will be attending Northwestern College in Orange City, Iowa, where I will major in pre-med and play basketball. After college, I plan to go into medical school where I will further my education to become either a pediatric radiologist or oncologist. I'd like to give my first rose to my family, my mom, my dad, and my two brothers, Colby and Kellen. Thank you guys for supporting me in everything I do and all the sports I've done. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. My second rose goes to my grandpa, Jones. Thank you for always supporting me with my basketball career. I'm sorry I'm not going to Creighton, but here's a red rose to remind you of Northwestern Red.
My name is Jessica Newton, and my plans after high school is to go to nursing school at Iowa Western and become an RN. Throughout the last 18 years, my life has been a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs. However, the whole time my mom has been by my side, through the good times and the bad times. I truly appreciate everything you have done for me and my family. And for that reason, I'm rewarding you with this rose. I love you, Mom.
I'm Riley Olaf. My plans for next year after high school would be going down to Echo Electric Supply, working with my brother Zane and Todd Wills as being a mechanic and a welder. I'd like to give my rose to my mom. She's been one of my biggest supporters throughout my life, and I felt like that would be a good way to express my feeling towards her.
I'm Jarvis Perlman, and I'm taking a gap year to go to work until I decide to further my education in something I haven't decided on yet. I would like to give my first rose to my mother, who, no matter what, has always been there for me. My second rose to my grandmother for having the best food ever. And then my third rose to Misty Rose for being my best friend for at least 10 years.
My name is Lucas Beckel. My plan for next year is to continue to work in this constructions. And in the future, I would like to be an electrician. I would like to give my roses to my mom and dad, telling them thank you for helping me succeed in school and life. And I would like to give my roses to my siblings, because they helped me too. Thank you for everything you've done.
My name is Barrett Pitt, and I will be attending Iowa Central Community College, majoring in agronomy, and I will also be a part of the Iowa Central Community College football team. I would like to give my first rose to my grandma, Carlene. because she has always been there for me since day one, and she was always a place to go to, whether it was before school, after school. If I needed something to eat for lunch, supper, whatever, she'd have food ready for me. It seemed like all the time. It didn't even, I mean, she'd have a great meal every time. It didn't matter if I was letting her know 5 minutes before I was going to go up there or an hour or two. She always had a great meal for me. I would like to give my second rose to my mom, Lisa. She's always been there for me. Always somebody to talk to, always a place to go if I ever needed something. It didn't matter if she was busy with something, she'd find a time to take a phone call or talk to me whenever I needed it. And I don't think I can ever repay her for what she's done for me.
I'm Savina Rice, and I plan to attend the University of Iowa to pursue a degree in business analytics and minor in marketing. I'd like to give my first rose to my mom for all the support she's given me. I'd like to give my second rose to my grandma to thank her for all she's done for me.
I'm Rihanna Rife. What I'd like to do when I'm older is go to Morningside College. I'm going to major in nursing and minor in music. And then after I get my nursing degree, I will go on to anesthesia school and become a provider. I have 3 roses to give out. I'd like to give my first one to my sister Haley for helping me out these past few months with scholarships and kind of pushing me towards going into the medical field because she's also a nurse. I'd like to give my second rose to my Aunt Tracy because she was really supportive when I told her what I wanted to do. And I'd like to give my third rose to my mom and dad because they've always taught me to be myself, and I've done that.
I'm Misty Rose, and next year I plan on going to UNO and studying either biology or biomedical research with a minor in Spanish. My main goal is to someday become a doctor. I haven't decided which kind of doctor, probably a pediatrician, but I hope to someday own my own hospital. I'd like to give my first rose to my mom, Deborah, for her unending support throughout the years of everything that I've decided to do and just being my #1 fan in everything. I'd like to give my second rose to my stepmom, Natalie Rose. She's always been there for the tough love, even when I didn't want to hear it, but she's still been super supportive. I'd like to give my third rose to my Nana for always being there whenever I just needed someone to vent to and still being there to tell me that she loves me even when I feel like I messed up. And I'd like to give my final rose to Cassie Vogie for being my mom at school, and whenever I needed something, she was always there no matter what she was doing or like what class we were in.
Hi, my name is Abigail Rosengren, and after high school, I plan to attend the University of Nebraska, Omaha, where I will be studying psychology with a concentration in mental health. And from there, I plan to go to medical school and further my career in the path of psychology so I can become a psychiatrist. I'd like to give my first rose to Mr. Tompkins for not only being a role model to me and helping me throughout all of my high school years, but also for being one of my best friends and helping me to expand my love of media and English. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Clayton Ross, and I will be attending Iowa State University with a major in computer engineering. I'd like to give my rose to my sister Emily Winiger and her beautiful family.
I'm Catrina Sears, and after graduation I plan on continuing to work while continuing to look into my college options. I'd like to give this rose to my mom, thank you for all the love and support, and then this one to my grandpa and my grandma in memorial of them. Thank you for being a father figure in my life.
My name is Cole Shepard, and next year I will be going to Iowa Western focusing on media studies and sports technology. I would like to give my rose out to my mom for always being there for me.
I'm Taylor Spohr. I will be going to UNO after high school, and I will be running cross country and track. I will be majoring in biology, and then I will go on to get a degree in physical therapy. I would like to give my rose out to my parents. They always support me, and they've always believed in me.
Hi, I'm Olivia Springhauer, and next month I will ship out on June 3rd to advanced individual training over in Fort Sam Houston, Texas for combat medic for the National Guard. Following that, I will return mid-October, where January I will start college at Methodist to become a nurse anesthetist. I'd like to give a rose out to my mom and dad for being my #1 supporters, a rose to my grandma and grandpa for all they've done for me, and a rose to my sister because if she doesn't get one, she will cry.
That's perfect.
I'm Kelsey Stevens, and after high school I plan to attend Northwest Missouri State University and major in graphic design. I'd like to give my rose to my mom. She's always been my biggest supporter throughout high school. I'm Zoe Swanger, and this fall I plan on attending the University of Iowa, and I plan on majoring in criminology with a minor in pre-law. I'm dedicating my first rose to my mom, Jana Swanger, for always pushing me to do my best throughout high school, and I'm also giving my second rose to my dad, Sean Sears, for always supporting me in whatever I do.
I'm Gabe Walski, and next year I will be attending Iowa State University, and I will major in biology. I'd like to give my rose to my mom, and just because she's always been there supporting me and helping me with school and sports and just everything along the way, and I couldn't have done it without her.
I'm Morgan Waters, and next year I plan on attending University of South Dakota, majoring in business management with a minor in marketing. I'd like to give my first rose to my mom, Carrie Waters. I'd like to give my second rose to my grandma, Veronica Waters. I'd like to give my third rose to my brother, Rowdy, in honor of my dad, Roland Waters, and my fourth rose to Sydney and Kennedy Bartunik in honor of their father, Errol Bartunik.
Hi, my name's Lily Wills, and next year I plan on attending Wayne State College to major in elementary education and minor in Spanish. Eventually, I hope to come back here to Logan-Magnolia to teach 3rd grade. I'd like to give a rose out to my parents, Molly and Tim Wills, for being there for me through everything, for being so supportive, and just being the best parents a girl could ask for. I'd also like to give a rose to my grandparents, Dan and Lonnie Wills, for supporting me through everything and just always being there to buy me Chick-fil-A when I want it, and just being the best. I'd also like to give a rose to my cousin Allie in honor of my cousin Cody, who lost his life in a car accident in 2017. And then my last rose for my brother Trevor, Trevi Webby, who has been my best friend since birth.
Our next part is the presentation of diplomas. So what I'll do is I will call you up one at a time. You'll come across, you'll pick up your diploma. You'll come across, as I call the names, parents, you are able to come up and take pictures. And then they'll go across over to Sophia and they'll get their formal senior picture. And then you'll come back and sit down. Okay? So our first graduate, Madison Bell. Our next graduate is Cypress Biles. Inside did not come today. Our next graduate, Chase Buxby. You can stop it wherever you want to come up later. And then parents tell them where you want. Our next graduate, Dylan Kennard. Our next graduate, Abigail Davey. Our next graduate, Aubrey Davis. Our next graduate, Olivia Diggins. Next graduate, Joshua Dobbs. Our next graduate, Megan Dunn. And our final graduate for this ceremony, Alexandria Fields. Good job, Good job, baby. Keely Fisher. Jacob Fox. Charlie Hammond. Trevor Guyette. Adam Hayner. Colton Hanlon. Hale Hartwig. Macy Hiller. Paige Holmgren. Bryce Hudnett. Jace Johnson. Our next graduate, Caleb King. Paige Lease. Violet Lapke. Christian Leonard. Tanner Mace. Elijah Markham. Olivia Meeker. Ross Meeker. Madison Meekler. And Mason Strang. Joel Meyer. Kylie Morrison. Jessica Newton. Riley Ola. Jairus Perlman. Lucas Pickle. Barrett Pitt. Sabina Rice. Rihanna Wright. Misty Rhodes.
Happy birthday, Misty.
Happy birthday, Mr. T.
Abigail Rosengren. Clayton Ross. Catrina Sears. Cole Shepard. Taylor Spore. Olivia Springhorn. Kelsey Stevens, who could not be with us today. Zoe Swanger. Gabriel Walski. Morgan Waters. Lily Wells.
At this time, as the superintendent of the Logan-Magnolia Community School District, it is my pleasure to present to you the graduating class of 2020.